I don't want to, I'm going to keep Puerto Rico in the news because unlike the corporate media, I want to remind you Puerto Rico is part of the United States. And the lies they're telling that 75% of electricity is back is BS. Just based on the emails I'm getting from citizens in Puerto Rico. And if you have a story idea or a tip, email me at email.jordan. That's email.jordan at protonmail.com. That's email.jordan at protonmail.com. So, Puerto Rico credit unions want a solar-powered recovery. A solar-powered recovery. More than 6 months since Hurricane Maria hit Puerto Rico, tens of thousands of people still have no electricity. And it's more than tens of thousands. Maria Garcia Carrion isn't one of them. She can still run her washing machine, refrigerator, computer, and lights. It's all thanks to the self-contained solar power kit installed on her home, which sits at the far edge of Caguas. I probably mispronounced it. Caguas. That's C-A-G-U-A-S. The third largest city on the island. Quote, "We don't have many trees anymore, so we're maximizing our energy production," Garcia Carrion says, with a lemons to lemonade perspective. Before installing the solar power kit, Garcia Carrion said that the 23 cents per kilowatt hour the local power company charged would add up to a big bill at the end of each month. Since the hurricane, she and her husband had been spending roughly $400 per month to keep a gas-run generator operating for 2 hours in the morning and evening. So 4 hours a day, 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours at night, they're being charged $400 a month. The solar power kit has eliminated the need to run the generator. The kit has even inspired discussions about how to completely change the way all of Puerto Rico generates its power. Quote, "Where I'm living," says Garcia Carrion, "people are talking about developing community solar networks so that people who live near others could take advantage of a community network." The solar power kits cost roughly $9,000, a substantial outlay, though in Garcia Carrion's case, it was purchased as a demonstration project through the University of New Hampshire's Carsey Center for Impact Finance. That's the Carsey Center for Impact Finance. Other residents will need to finance their own, but the center has been working with Jesus Obrero Cooperative de Ahorro y Crédito, and I'll put the links for all this in the description box, to finance the solar power kits for other families. Jesus Obrero is part of Puerto Rican's own network of credit unions called Cooperativa System. The cooperativas are insured and regulated by the Puerto Rican government. The project illustrates the way community financial institutions are helping Puerto Rico fully back online and keep it there. While the hurricane heightened the urgency of the program, Jesus Obrero has been providing loans for solar power kits for 6 years, says Executive Director Arielo Arroyo. The group serves roughly 10,000 people between the cities of San Juan, Guaynabo, and Bayamón. Guaynabo and Bayamón have populations of roughly 240,000 and 100,000, respectively. There is still a lot of education and outreach needed, which is why the Carsey Center provided Garcia Carrion her solar power kit, as well as support to Jesus Obrero for an engineer to do outreach and education work to other families. Quote, "Guaynabo, which is part of the municipality of San Juan, still has some people without electricity," Arroyo says. In order to be able to offer financing to more people for solar power kits, Jesus Obrero is pursuing certification for the Department of Treasury, the Department as a community development financial institution. I know, my pronunciation isn't so strong. For certification, the department requires institutions to target at least 60% of their lending or overall business to low-income communities and population that have traditionally been marginalized from mainstream financial institutions. CDFI certification means that credit unions, including cooperatives, Privatizes can access low-interest financing from government and philanthropy to support community economic development and can act as conduits for larger banks to meet their obligations under the Community Reinvestment Act. So, as you can see, although it's very, very expensive, when solar power kits were put in there, they reduced the cost for this resident by at least $400 per month. But what are we focused on? Privatization in Puerto Rico. The governor is basically trying to privatize the whole island. And as Naomi Klein reported in Shock Doctrine, most of these natural disasters, which are not natural because they're man-made from climate change, corporations, plutocrats go in, privatize, and make off like bandits as the people continue to suffer. So, credit unions or cooperatives working together to deliver more solar is very, very important. You're not going to see it in the corporate media, though. So I'll post this information in the description box. If you're watching in Puerto Rico, look into it. Solar could save you a lot of money, as well as, obviously, the planet.